Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everybody to another edition of See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. Excited to be here with you all today. Got up this morning and got wet, huh? That's how you start your day. Got up this morning, got a little wet. Y'all know how it go. We'll explain how that worked out a little bit later on. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to See You in the Morning. In case you are wondering what is See You in the Morning, it's my horrible idea to get up in the morning and give you all a piece of me. Get up 7 something in the morning and just start talking about whatever's on my mind for that day. And now the United Negro College Fund used to have a saying that said that a mind was a terrible thing to waste. And unfortunately, mine was wasted long, long ago. We threw this away a long time. This mind here, wasted. I'm talking about white girl wasted. We have wasted this mind long, long ago. But you know what? We're here, y'all sharing it with me. If this is your first time hearing this, you are about to experience something so cold. If you are a returning viewer, that means you've been here before and you decided to come back again. I thank you so much because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. And I appreciate that. I really do. So if you don't know anything about this show, man, it's got no structure, but it's structured. You know, we're going to go down a road and eventually left turns are going to happen. I know that might seem, I don't know what direction it seemed like to you, but eventually a left turn is going to happen. It's okay. Just strap in and enjoy the ride. It's just like many lesbians have said, strap in and enjoy the ride. So first thing I do is give you all those who spoke this morning, I speak back to them. So in the first three, of course, get themselves a little bit of an award, a little bit of a medal. So the bronze medal this morning goes to Fernita, tasty Fernita Rollins Delk. I don't know personally that she's tasty, but that's the word on the. No, I'm not gonna say that's the word on the street, because then it seems like the whole street's been tasting her, and you don't want to be street tasted. You don't want to be street tasted, street approved. So just Fernita. Fernita sounds like something that you will order in a pastry shop. Like you'll get a Fernita. So that's why I always say that. Pride of North Carolina, Courtney Weston Murphy's in the building. And y'all see the tongue roll? Y'all see how fast the tongue roll that it look like it ain't even moving? That's when you're really going. Eartha Garrett. Good morning, Eartha. Then everybody else that's in the building, Crystal Pills in the morning. I'm sorry, Crystal Sex Appeals in the morning. Brachelle's in the building. The Bishop Calvin Hill, Crystal Purnell. Wilberta's here to make sure nothing goes out of control. Thank you so much, Wilberta. T. Mitchell, Katrina, Tony Fogel, the real estate firm of Jackie Bright Riddick, Lisa Bazemore Bishop, Trouble, fresh off of Trouble. I'm talking about fresh off of Trouble is Marsha Copeland. What up, though, JP? Tracy's in the building. Good morning. Thea is in the building. Fernita says she's magically delicious. That just makes me think of midgets. I don't know. Good morning, Dolores. Good morning, Lisa. I have a date with Lisa. Good morning. Kim Cat Thomas Jones in the building. Good morning. Tamika Riddick. Good morning. So many people in here. Before we even get started with the show today, man, do me a favor and share, bless somebody else with the show. Make sure somebody else sees it. Let somebody else know that we are involved. Let them know that they could just spend a few minutes of their morning trying to come on in here and see what we're doing. Just tell them come on in. I'm texting people to let them know I'm on the show. Just come on in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Y'all can come on in the room. Big shout outs to Marsha and all the other people that went and got naked this weekend. They had festival, carnival. They had like a carnival, festival, something, best of all, butterball. It was a lot going on down at Virginia Beach this weekend. It was a lot of flesh. I've seen pictures. I've seen multiple pictures of people go, and I saw a lot of flesh. It was fantastic. Now, they ended up charging a lot for people to come down and park, but it was a lot. So we was excited. I'm excited about the people that was down there. I saw some of the pictures. All the pictures look like what Marsha got on now. Everybody was out there in little colorful bra and panty sets with wings on. It was like Victoria's Secret, but just better. And I'm gonna tell you what, I seen some sizes that I didn't expect to see. If there was nothing else, and I'm gonna give this carnival thing some attention. I want it to be known. It was nothing else Um, it was body positivity all over the place. Body positivity all over the place. I was like, what is going on here? It was a lot happening. A lot of people were just putting it all out there. A lot of people was like, hey, this is what we doing. This is what we doing. Y'all gonna get all of this. Y'all listen. It was like we just gonna put out there, and here's what y'all gonna get. I was amazed. I was amazed. And at some points I was concerned, but mostly amazed. Mostly amazed. So that was it was something. I ain't even finna lie to you. It was something. Gotta go ahead. Oh, before we get this, I'm gonna go ahead and do this just because I need to do this. I got a corporate sponsor, and it's great. I've never had a corporate sponsor before, so now I got a whole new open, a whole new corporate sponsor. People out here sponsoring me corporate. That's when you know you're doing all right. When people say, "Can I go ahead and advertise on your page?" So that's what's happening out here, man. We moving up, ain't we? We doing something. Thank y'all. Y'all made all this possible. They're doing about September 9th. So yes, it was all about love and music and loving the skin you. And it was a lot of skin. Some of it was a lot. Well, everybody, I guess, get the same amount of skin. It was just what's inside the fluff. It's like a pillow. All the pillows is the same size. It's about how much stuffing you got inside of it, and that's what it was. It was a lot of places, a lot of stuffing. It was a lot of stuffing. But shout out to my first corporate sponsor, man. I'm excited about that. Let me pull that up. It's Michael Jerome Massey, PC. I've never had a corporate sponsor before, but he's a lawyer. So if you plan on going out there committing some crimes, you can go ahead and holler at him. He just got a few people all on murder charges and doing that stuff. But there's all kinds of law that he does: personal injury, car accident, truck accidents, motorcycle accidents, criminal law, family law, medical malpractice, and the one that they're working with me on right now, brain injury, because I'm a little bit off. It's a law firm that believes in you. So you can go ahead and check them out. Contact them at MasseyLawGroup.com. That's Massey Law Group, MASSIE lawgroup.com, and they'll come and take care of you. Look at that. That's a face that you can trust. If I wanted a lawyer, that's the face that I would go to. So shout out to my corporate sponsor, Massey Law Group. If you ever want to sponsor me, if you have somebody else who wants to be sponsored or wants to get on the show and have their business shouted out, and handle look at that, handle my son's personal injury case. There you go. So if you ever want to get in and have your organization shout out, your business shouted out, y'all just reach out to me via my inbox, and that's it. Keep your thirst traps in away. Keep your draws out of there. I don't want that. I don't want your draws in there. But you can email me if you want to put your business out there. And you know who is Spanky Johnson? We'll make that happen. So today I was thinking, I saw some of the pictures of that Marche and her friends put out there and how they was out there in their skin. And I realized that you don't get fat overnight. If you are not on some type of medication, you are not having some kind of medical issue, you don't get fat overnight. You got to really work on fat. Fat takes dedication and effort. Okay, you're not just jumping up in the morning. You go to bed last night, you was thin. You wake up in the morning, you be like, "Oh my God, I'm obese." No, sir. We got to put in work. A lot of times, people get applauded for their workout technique and how they built up muscles and all this kind of stuff. And like, you done put in a lot of work to become muscular and this and that. Hey, let me tell you something. You put in way more work becoming fat, and you've done it for a longer period of time. And I just say we need to start clapping for our fat friends. Our fat friends don't get enough, myself included. Clap for me. Because when I walk, I clap. Why can't you clap for me? People always talk about when you being fat, nobody gets the respect they deserve. And I'm going to tell you what, you've got to work your way to fat. Fat a lot of times starts when you're young. I've noticed my children at night go through the house and they always looking for snacks. And they don't have snacks that we had from when we was kids. We had snacks and foods that stood the test of time. We have food we can still eat to this day because of its deliciousness. And I know what y'all are saying. Give me an example. I got an example for you. Let me tell you something. People go to Red Lobster. I don't know why, but they do. But the biggest thing at Red Lobster is gonna be the bread. They go there for the cheese biscuits. Texas Roadhouse is known for their bread, but the original delicious bread, right here, cheese toast. Cheese toast is the original. This is the OG delicious bread. This bread right here, and there's levels to your cheese toast. First of all, look how brown that pan is. That tells me that this is not their first cheese toast experience. They've been cheese toasting for a long time. Look how dirty. They sell these pans for $1. $1. But this right here, Kraft Singles. Oh, so then some of y'all might be trying to go Sargento or something like that. No, sir. I'm talking about original Kraft Singles on some white bread in the broiler or in the pot or the bottom part of the stove. This right here, this is the OG of cheese bread. You can go wherever you want to go to. You can go to any place in the world and try to get it. You not topping these. Now, Roberta said peanut butter and crackers, which is amazing. It's a great, delicious snack. But this right here, do you see this pan? They ain't never washed this pan. And not only had they not washed that pan, they ain't never dried that pan. That's exactly how you can't get this level of brown. You see the rust on this pan? You know it's good when you got crust and rust. Crust and rust together. Now, a lot of people want to use government cheese on here. Not all of us qualify for government cheese. And plus, if you use government cheese, there was no way to get the melt on it. There was no way to get the melt. But I love how the cheese created a protective layer around this area of the bread. No other area was hard except this right here. That's the only part that was hard. No, the rest of the bread won't crisp at all. Was not crisp in any way. See, we had it better. We had better snacks. We had better snacks. We were fancy before we knew we were fancy. A lot of people decided, well, now they fancy. We doing all kinds of stuff. Now everybody's going out eating caviar. Let me tell you something. I always say I don't eat caviar. I always say I don't eat sushi. People always go into sushi bars. My daughter is big on them. My daughter and her friends, they go to sushi bars. They having California rolls. They eating all kinds of sushi. Let me tell you something. Original sushi. That's the original sushi right there. You see what that is? That's a can of sardines. You mix this sushi right here with some crackers. This is sushi at its finest. Then there won't nobody on this. They had the little fine bones in it. You could either take the bones out or go ahead and just eat the bones as well. There's a lot more calcium that way. This was the original sushi. Some of y'all have just gotten fancy now. Y'all want to go to a little place and have little Chinese people tell y'all that y'all is eating sushi. This was sushi before sushi was sushi. You hear me? This right here was the original ODB. When this right here, when you was a kid and you said you liked it raw, this was exactly what you were talking about. You were talking about sardine. Right now, some of y'all can smell this picture. Some of y'all right now, the aroma of this picture still lives in your nose. Some of y'all smell like that picture. Some of y'all right now, if you would have spread your legs and walk away, this is exactly what it's going to smell like. Some of y'all, when y'all sit down, because your sit down wind is different. You ever been to church and somebody sit down and the aroma that comes up when they sit? This right here is on for some of y'all. That's some of y'all. I'm calling it like it is. Keith Brown said you had that with hot sauce and crack. You pour some hot sauce in there? Man, that was delicious. Now, Roberta is in there doing the most. Sardines, onion, and vinegar. Hot sauce and crackers. She put a lot in her sardines. You ain't just go in natural. You did a lot with your sardines. You did a lot with your sardines. Now, we didn't always have to go natural. There's things today that our kids don't like. Like now our kids, they eat Five Guys and they getting subs from Sub Shots and Subway and what's the freaking fast place, Jimmy John's. And they have all kinds of amazing subs and sub sandwiches you can get. I've been a fan of subs. We go to Wawa late night, you get you a sub sandwich. I'll tell you what, y'all can have all the boar's heads y'all want. Y'all can have all the deli meat y'all want. The best sandwiches came right here. This is the best sandwich you're gonna ever get. I don't know what your life is. I don't know who's been in your life, but this is the best sandwich you ever gonna get. Now, one of those pieces, that top right piece of bologna look wrong, but this is not a cast iron skillet. It's a pan. But that's what you want. This right here makes your whole life. This right, the bubble up of a good piece of fried bologna is what you want. Now, see, these somebody right here that knows it. They done turned their fried bologna into Pac-Mans. Now there's gonna be a couple of schools of thought on what you do when you go from here to here. It's a couple of schools of thought. Some people go ahead and just put the slit right down the middle of the bologna. This is the best sandwich you're gonna eat in your life. And I don't want to hear any discussion. The note said I can smell this picture too. I can smell. All you needed is some mustard and some bread. You ain't got to put no cheese on it. You ain't got to put nothing on that. Some people put the slice right down in the middle so that it don't bubble up. Other people go right here. Go Pac-Man method. You cut a little slice out. Look at the deluxe browning. Look at the browning on this thing. Look at whoever made this. I don't know who made it. I don't know who made it, but this right here is nice. Look at that. Look at the crispy edges. They got this thing crispy edge like some pancakes. Listen here. They done made this up. Crispy edges. They got this thing crispy edge like the pancakes at Cracker Barrel. And see, you ain't talking about chicken bologna. We didn't grow up with no chicken bologna. You ain't get all fancy and start having your kinds of bologna. Your bologna had a first name when you was a kid. Ain't nobody in here had no chicken bologna. Y'all don't lie. Don't even lie to yourself. Don't even lie to yourself and said you was out there having chicken bologna. Now let me tell you something. If you really wanted a good meal now I'm getting ready to break the matrix. I'm getting ready to break the matrix. If you start with this bread and this bologna in the middle, woo! You talking about slapping somebody? Come here now. If you got you a meal consisting of this bread with this bologna in the middle, I'm tell you right now, if I get a woman to make me that right now, I'm marrying her. That sandwich won't be the only thing I'll ever eat. I'm going to tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. That's fine dining. These kids don't know nothing about it. Rochelle said I had chicken bologna. You know what bologna I had? Cheapest. That's the kind of bologna I had. Cheapest bologna. My grandma, because she went to the commissary, she only bought Oscar Mayer bologna. My mama bought in it whatever was cheapest. That right there, I'm on it. You make that meal for me. That meal ain't the only thing getting ate. That's all I'm telling y'all. That meal ain't the only thing that's gonna get ate if you make that there. This bread, this bologna, this bread and this bologna. I don't care. Heart attack me, kill me off. The wedding might not be long, but this bread and this bologna together, whoo. And we don't need to add this sushi, but this bread and this bologna, man, that's what love is. That's what love is. Love it. And so now I look at my kids and we try to figure out why our generation is in the way that it is, why our generation is what it is and what it's become, because they can't do anything. We have not taught our generation. The reason why we are in this recycling era where everybody keeps throwing everything away, because we haven't taught our kids how to use things more than once. We gotta teach our kids that everything ain't made to be thrown away. Some of the stuff that you get, you got to know that when you purchase it, you're going to have something for the future. And I'm going to tell you when I learned that lesson. I learned that everything I buy, for example, it's a Chinese food restaurant that I really, really love, right? I can't say their name because then they would have to be a corporate sponsor. But the Chinese food comes in a little black container with a top on it. My kids, he said his kids, my kids don't even, they don't even eat leftovers no more. These kids don't even want to eat leftovers. They want a new meal every day. Listen, you want that meal to be new every day, warm it up different. But at a different temperature. That's a new meal. It ain't yesterday's food. They got these little black containers that the Chinese food come in. I got about 100 of them in there. I save those containers every time I use them. I will use them like we serving food. I will put 3 or 4 of them out like they were meant for that. I love them. I eat everything in it. I put meals in it. My cereal goes in it. Everything happens. Everything happens in them little black containers with a plastic top. We can travel with them. Anything happens. We didn't throw anything away. When I was growing up, you ain't throw nothing away until it was completely done with. It had been destroyed. They don't know that anymore. These kids get stuff, they use it real quick, and they throw away the contents. You got to use things beyond anything. See there, using them for meal prep. A poor man's Tupperware. These kids don't know about going to McDonald's and getting a glass that you keep forever. Some of y'all still got y'all McDonald's glasses that came. Waste not, want not. That's exactly right. You got to have a bag of bags. You should have these kids going out here buying new bags and all this. No, get you a bag of bags. You should have a bag of bags. Every kitchen should have a bag of bags. Tony, thank you, Tony. Cool Whip containers older than your grandchildren. When you bought Cool Whip, you bought it for the container and the Cool Whip. And Cool Whip knew it. Cool Whip made a quality container that you could put soup in. Let me tell you something. I don't even like Country Crock that much. I don't like Country Crock that much. But the Country Crock container is why I buy the butter. I don't buy the butter. I don't buy Country Crock because it's a great kind of butter. I buy Country Crock because I know I now have a container. That's what I knew. I knew that I had a container. Now, because of the way that our grandparents brought us up and our parents brought us up, they didn't throw nothing away. It also caused some trust issues in my life. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I stopped trusting women, it was my grandmama's fault. My grandmama is why I have trust issues with women, why I never believe what I see in a woman. You say, why would your grandmama do that? How did your grandma do that to you? This right here. That right there. That caused me so many trust issues because there never was cookies in there. I see cookies on the top. I see cookies in the description. It was never any cookies in there. It was always old lottery tickets or thread or something. Why couldn't your grandmama leave cookies in these containers? Won't never no cookies. First aid kits. What? Never was there cookies. I couldn't trust my grandma. You don't know what it's like. Buttons. Why she got all these buttons for? Sewing kit. You get all excited as a child, and you ready to go in, and you done got to this tent. You don't know what I had to fight through, Grandma. I wasn't even supposed to be eating no cookies. You done had this on top of the refrigerator. I think that's where all the good stuff is. I done fought my way through slavery, through hell and high water to get these cookies. And I open it up, and there's a thimble in there. Some darn thread and a butterick pattern. This is crazy. Marche said, "You only wanted the cookies shaped as a the cookies. When these girls, let's be honest for a moment here, people. These cookies weren't even good. They won't even a good cookie. Soy sauce and sugar packets. I done risked my life being put on punishment for some soy sauce and sugar packets. That's the whole problem. These cookies weren't even delicious. They had those crystals, they had those cocaine crystals of sugar on the top. And that sugar won't even sweet. It looked like salt. It looked like sea salt, but it was cookies. The cookie wasn't even good. You did all that. Listen, La Shaunda, you can say what you want to say. Those ain't the cookies you want. Those cookies remind you of why you don't want to sex a grandma. Those cookies remind you not to sex up a grandma. Because the cookies look great. Over on the outside, those cookies look like they're going to be delicious. But once you get in there, you're in for something different. You get in there, you think you're getting cookies. Oh, no. You ain't getting no cookies. What you got was a sewing kit, needle and thread. You don't want it. Stay out of there. Tara Renee said, I gave those right on back. I gave them right on back. As a teacher, I got them and gave them away. You're supposed to. You get ready to get into some old lady cookies, don't eat them. Tell you what, don't eat them. Listen, this right here is a metaphor for life. Don't go into old lady cookies ready to eat them. That's not what you want. Old lady cookies are just good for putting something inside of them. And then it don't matter what you put in there, as long as it fits. Old lady's going to be excited by whatever you put in their tin can. You got to do it. Snacks. What the show's about. I'm getting ready to get off of here. I've been on too long. Snack. Tamika talks on those cookies are the bomb. They're not. They're not. Jewelry boxes, everything. It was a lot. Now, I'm going to end the show by doing this. We just talked about nasty cookies from old ladies and otherwise. We want to talk about the OG of cookies. I went to a cookout this weekend. Shout out to the family cookout. And let me tell y'all something about black people. Black people are serious about their desserts. Black people are serious about their desserts. And I'm like that as well. I still don't eat sweet potato pie. I haven't had sweet potato pie in probably about 18, 20 years. I ain't had no sweet potato pie since my grandmama passed away 21 years ago. I ain't had no sweet potato pie because nobody to me can make sweet potato pie like my grandma made it. My grandma's sweet potato pie was the essence of life. It was so much about what she did. She would get up when she made sweet potato pie. My grandma never made a sweet potato pie. She's gonna make sweet potato pie. It's gonna be 45 to 50 sweet potato pies every time. She gonna become off the top. She became a bakery. It's gonna be 45, 50 woman in there. You can't touch none of them. It was an alarm set up around it, booby trapped, all kinds of stuff. But it was just the most delicious pies that I ever had in my life. So when my grandma died, I said to myself, no better way to pay homage to my grandma. I don't even want nobody else sweet potato pie. I realized that we serious about some of our desserts, sweet potato pie, different things like that. Those are doing like that's why people went crazy when they introduced the patty pie. People went crazy over the patty pies. People, patty pies came out, people went crazy because they just hadn't had good grandma feel pies. These new pies, you don't even want it. Even the McDonald's apple pie. McDonald's apple pie used to be a treat. Used to come out piping hot. And we didn't have no microwaves, but they be hot in the middle. They used to have the oven them things up. They put it in a little oven. Bam. Boom. The North say desserts be like a religion. You pledge allegiance to whatever dessert it is. I went to a cookout this weekend. And I'm going to be honest with you. They had banana pudding. Now, banana pudding in the black community. We black people, because of poverty, black people will pudding anything. Black people will turn anything into a pudding. And then that's just what we did because of poverty. Because we were poor, we would turn anything into a pudding. You had banana pudding, which was delicious. If you ain't lived life until you had a good bread pudding. If you got to get yourself a good bread pudding, delicious. Oh, bread pudding. Now you old once you eat one. Listen, James, I told them about tomato pudding. They didn't believe me. But tomato pudding, rice pudding, there go Delisa, rice. But we were pudding in corn pudding. When they had corn pudding, I'm trying to think about what else they were pudding. Old people were pudding anything. And then you always had a family member named Pudding. Now, Tony, I hate to say this, y'all, my mayonnaise people made bread pudding fancy. Bread pudding was just what you had. You had bread pudding. We ain't had no bourbon sauce and all that stuff. We had bread pudding with some kind of icing on top of it. Sometimes you ain't get no icing. It was just the bread pudding itself. If you got fancy, they threw some raisins in there. Lakeisha says she make a fire bread pudding. Man, and here, fellas, I don't know what y'all doing. Lakeisha out here making bread pudding and still single? Can't be. Unless you're not single, Lakeisha, then I take it back. It ain't no way. It ain't no way you can let a woman that make bread pudding be single. She should have male suitors at her door every time she cook it. Okay, well, Tony, that's different. You from Kentucky, you gotta have bourbon. Now you put that in baby bottles in Kentucky. I apologize, Tony. You didn't use anything. I went to a cookout this weekend and they had banana pudding. And apparently in this family, this gentleman makes the best banana pudding in there. Now, some people put bananas in a banana pudding. A lot of people don't want bananas in a banana pudding. Some people use a box, you know. If you use a box, I'm not judging your box skills. I'm not judging you because you use a box for banana pudding. I don't know how that goes. But at this parallel one, there was one family. It was one family, and their family, Kenny is the banana pudding maker in that family. Now, like in the olden day where you had a crest, a seal, something that showed what your family was, I think your family's representation of banana pudding says a lot about you as a family. And Kenny tried. I tried some of Kenny's banana pudding, and I tried. And Kenny's pudding won't pudding. His pudding won't pudding. And Tamika, he did this. He did your recipe, Tamika, and it didn't do it. His banana pudding had Lorna Doone cookies on it. And Tamika didn't do it for me. That pudding did not puddinate. We not putting no Lorna Doone cookies. We ain't putting no lady fingers. Listen, if I mean pudding, I mean the pudding. If the lady's name ain't pudding, then I shouldn't be eating lady fingers. But Kenny's pudding didn't do it. And I was put in an awkward position with the pudding. I was like, how do I try this man's pudding? First of all, I felt bad tasting a man's pudding. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Pudding should always be made by a woman. Always. If it's gonna be a man eating it, there's gotta be some woman involved. How do I walk up to a man, hey dog, let me get a little bit of your pudding? Ain't no way. Ain't no way to do that correctly. Hey man. Love the way your pudding tastes. You see there? You see how that went? You can't do it. It didn't feel natural. Hey, yo, kid, hey, man, I love when your pudding's in my mouth. See there? Man pudding. No. That's rule number one. We shouldn't have been eating man pudding. That's rule number one. Now I'm at this cookout. It's my second family. I'm trying to start over again. I realized that the family that God gave me, that just won't it. I mean, there's bits and pieces. There's bits and pieces of the family that I roll with. You know, you look over your family. If you can be honest, if we can take just one moment, if we can be honest, if you look over your family, there's a few people you wouldn't have chose. If you look over your family, you're like, nah, cuz. And old school grandmas used to make all y'all be together, but some of those cousins you didn't want to be around. If you look at your family, you don't want a lot of them. You know what? And that's how I am with mine. My family, you can have most of them. It's a couple that I keep. Most of the ones that smoke crack, I still like. That's what's crazy. Smoking crack kind of keeps you in. Got a few that I actually like. Tony said a whole side of my family. A whole side of my family. So now I've got a second chance at family, right? A lot of y'all don't know I'm an orphan. Both my parents are dead. I'm an orphan. I got an orphan late, but I'm still an orphan. I had a lady step in and got a brand new mom. So I'm like, boom, I got a whole new mom. I'm good to go. New mom means I got a second chance at life, right? So she brought me in to meet my new family. I'm over there to meet my new family. And apparently my new family, Kenny, is a banana pudding maker. Didn't do it. So now I'm at this cookout. I'm down in North Carolina. I'm at a cookout. This is a pressure situation for me. I don't know how to get in and taste the man's pudding. See how that sounded? I didn't like it. It tasted nasty coming out my mouth. I knew that I could go with a plate and put a plate of pudding up. But now if you get a plate of pudding, everybody sees you with your pudding. They all know what your pudding is. Got to go in a cup. Put my pudding in a cup. My pudding in the cup gave me the opportunity that if the pudding won't puddinating, I could all throw it away. Nobody knows what's in the cup. Y'all been watching SVU and all these TV shows for so long. Y'all see them get that cup of coffee and y'all drinking it. And y'all be like, oh, they got coffee. Ain't nothing in there. Ain't no coffee in them cups. That's how you need to be. You never know how much is in there. So got a cup of pudding. And see, but James, here's the thing. Even I couldn't get in. That's the whole problem, James. I just meet this side of the family. Even though I'm not related to anybody in there for real by blood, I can't be the new nasty cousin that's coming in trying to figure out who's over 18 or whose wife is that. Those are questions you can't be asking. You can't be the new guy at the cookout, be like, yo, so whose wife is that? Oh, okay. And we related to her too? Oh, all right. Is she 18? You don't want any of those things. Those things immediately make you the cousin nobody wants to leave the kids with. And that ain't me. Now, I would have took Kenny's wife's pudding, but I didn't need it. See, everybody, you can't just be standing around trying to figure out who everybody is. I was already lying to people at the cookout. People coming, you remember me? Of course I remember you, Uncle Charles. Who can forget you? Uncle Charles? Man, shoot. Yeah. It's crazy. Use a cup to sample food. And I knew it went wrong because he had the Lorna Doone cookies. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Let me just give you banana pudding one-on-one. There is, just like there is but only one way to the Father. There's only one way you could get to the Father. There's only one way to salvation. You can't hem and haw. You can't be all over. There's only one cookie that belongs on banana pudding. And that's it. That's it. That's all. Y'all can try to go fancy and put chessmen on there all you want to. Chessmen don't belong on your banana pudding. There is but one. No, not one. There is but one way to the Father. And that's these cookies right here. If you using any other kind of cookie, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Okay? This, I stand behind it. I guarantee. I don't want no vanilla wafers. I don't need no VA. Huh? The only time I need VA is if it's going to be China after it. And I don't need it. You hear what I'm saying? That's the only cookie. No vanilla. Nobody wants vanilla wafers. That's nasty. Nilla wafers. If you going any other way, then don't want it. Here's the thing about Nilla wafers. Nilla wafers are not only a delicious treat on that banana pudding, they also tell you how long that pudding has been puddinating. You can tell how long that banana pudding's been around by that cookie. That Nilla wafer's gonna tell. That Nilla wafer don't have the staying power. That Nilla wafer ain't a teenager no more. Nilla wafer only gonna stay stiff for a certain amount of time. You get Nilla wafer some time, it's going down. See all the other cookies. You put a chess man in there. Chess man gonna be rock hard forever. You don't know how long that pudding been there. You don't know how long that pudding been there. That chess man, whole time. 3 weeks later, chess man right there. You get a couple of days. Nilla wafer, this start out here. I be like, all right, it's time for me to go. Then you gotta let it set. But after that, if you know that cookie, a little moist. And normally what you're looking for is moisture in the cookie. But not when it comes to vanilla wafer. You don't want that moisture in there. You don't want them going soft. No, sir. No. Vanilla wafers. The only thing that you put on there, y'all can try Chessmen and Lorna Doone cookies, all that stuff. This is it. This is the way that God intended for banana pudding to be there. Vanilla wafers. If you look closely on the side, it's a banana pudding recipe on the side of the box. Because they know what it was made for. This right here, the Nilla wafer. Let me tell y'all something, and we're gonna wrap this up. The Nilla wafer should tell you about walking in your purpose. The Nilla wafer ain't out here trying to be. The Nilla wafer ain't out here trying to be an Oreo. Nilla wafer ain't trying to be your everyday cookie. That ain't what it is. The Nilla wafer ain't out here trying to be your everyday cookie. The Nilla wafer walks in its own purpose. The Nilla wafer knows where it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to do. Can you eat Nilla wafers as an everyday cookie? Of course, because they are delicious. But that's not what it's walking in. Nilla wafer ain't walking in that anointing. The Nilla wafer says, I am here for a purpose. Use me, Lord. Nilla wafer ain't trying to get dunked in no milk. Nilla wafer ain't trying to get sold at 7-Eleven. Nilla wafer says, this is who I am. And so many times, man, we get disappointed. Do Nilla wafers sell all out? Do they have commercials for Nilla wafers? Is it a celebrated cookie? No. But it's an integral cookie. You got to have Nilla wafers if you want your banana pudding to be successful. And Nilla wafers is okay with that. Nilla wafer ain't out there trying to do all kinds of stuff. Realize sometimes, man, our life is about us being a Nilla wafer. Other cookies might be more popular. Other cookies might get all the press. Chocolate chip might be what everybody talks about. Peanut butter cookies, yeah, all that. Salted caramel. Everybody might be all excited about those cookies. But at the end of the day, cookies have come and cookies have gone. Nilla wafer still there and being steady. Sometimes you got to have and realize you may be a Nilla wafer. You ain't for everybody, you ain't for everything, but what you are for, you are the very best at it. And so we walk into our Monday and we say to ourselves, man, today's going to be another work week, man. I can't stand my job. This is getting on my nerves, blah, 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 blah. Realize that sometimes you are made to be that Nilla wafer. Sometimes you just made to be the Nilla wafer. You are who you are. Just because you ain't all fancy and got this, and this, you still gonna get 8. And you gonna be delicious. Just buying your time. Know we got you. I see you out there, Nilla wafer. Some of y'all ladies is looking and y'all be like, man, everybody reaching for that Oreo woman. Yeah. But that Nilla wafer woman, that's the one that's solid. That's the one you want. She'll never let you down. She'll always be there for you. Don't be that Oreo. Oreos come and go. There's fake Oreos out there. It's all kind of Oreo ain't got no substance. Be okay being a Nilla wafer. Be all right knowing that you got a purpose, that you got a job, and it's something that only you can do. Some of y'all got to realize that you are a Nilla wafer, and you bring out the best in people. The banana pudding is all right, but it ain't all right until you put Nilla wafers on it. Some of y'all are bringing out the best in people, man, just being you. Continue to be you, man. Be that Nilla wafer in life. I guarantee you, man, you're going to go a lot further than a lot of people. A lot of people. Oreo, look, Jane said Oreo going to switch up on Oreo. Don't even know who it want to be. It's going to be Oreos inside. It's crazy out here. But y'all can do it. I love y'all. Beat the Oreo. Beat the little wafer. Y'all can make it. Malara, my relationship expert. She's like, so she loves this grand rising. You better rise up. You better rise up. I tell you what, Viagra missed the boat on a perfect slogan song. You can't imagine. I know it's about Harriet Tubman, but you can imagine going in and just hearing that playing. And I'll rise up. Hey, fellas, are you not doing the same as you used to be? I'll rise unafraid. As you get older, your testosterone levels drop. And I'll rise up. Nah, that jank will be great. And I'll do it time and time again. Come on, man. Rise up. Viagra commercial. Man, Harriet don't need no. Harriet Tubman don't need no theme song. She gone from here. Viagra. Rise up. I'm out, man. I'll see y'all again tomorrow, man. It was another fantastic Monday. Love all y'all. Shout out to my corporate sponsor, my first one, the Massey Law Firm, man. I had never had one before, but now I do, man. So I'll end the show by once again showing my corporate sponsor, the Massey Law Firm. If you have any kind of if you have any kind of legal trouble, man, you can go to the Massey Law Firm's the head attorney, Michael Jerome Massey, PC. Go on out there, man. Check out with them. They can do anything. You can schedule appointments. Phone number 757-397-0003. If you're in trouble in anywhere in Virginia, man, personal injury, car accidents, criminal law, you just got finished beating a couple of murder charges, man. So if you planning to go ahead and Carly yourself, call Michael. You know, it's going to be great. It'll be a great time. That's my corporate sponsor. I'm getting ready to get out of here, man. I got a long day ahead of me. I love y'all, man, really. And if I don't love you, I'm at least fond of you. If I'm not fond of you, I at least respect you. I'll at least respect you. All right, we out.